K. Lee on your internet TV. Relational, uplifting, motivational. We coming straight from the heart with this one.
Trying from the very start. She really tries to do her part. She comes straight from the heart.
Welcome to another edition of Straight from the Heart with me, Linda K. Lee. I am your host. I am a playwright. I'm an author. I am an actress. I am a relationship coach. And I'm here today to give you an awesome show. We will be talking today with a young lady who her passion is education. Some people just work in education. It's a paycheck. They get it. They take it home. Blah, 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 blah. But when you get someone in the classroom or in the corporate structure or in the higher ups of education, in the halls of academia that care, oh, our children have a chance. We will be talking to her a little later. And then our balladeer today, our musical guest today, oh my goodness, like I was born in Atlanta, right? But I don't think Atlanta actually got a color to it until this brother started singing. He was one of the co-founders or original members of the R&B group Brotherhood. Yeah, ladies, I see you out there trying to throw your wig off at him already. And then he matriculated right into the gospel world with the awesome group called Inspired. Well, today you will find out how this young man started his groups, because it has to start within himself, and he is going to rock the house today with not only spiritually taking us in a worship mode, but in a love mode. And on that note, so I got to deal with something today. I have to deal with something that's close to my heart. I'm a relationship coach. And before I ever was a coach, relationships meant a lot to me. Not just man and woman or romantic. I'm talking relationship between parents and their children. I'm talking relationships between siblings, mothers with their children, fathers with their children. And get this, what about your platonic relationships? But today, I am talking about the marital relationship. So, true story. I was doing some business last night, okay? Not to bring this up for this reason, but I haven't actually been able to celebrate my birthday. My birthday was Thursday, and I'm so thankful to God for being here. But every time I get into a celebratory mode, I get hit with some news that rocks and shudders my world, because I have a beautiful burden. My son says, "Mother's a burden on you," but it's beautiful because you care about the people. My burden is called marriages that are shaky. It's a burden for me because I don't want it to be, and it touches my soul because I've been there. So my husband and I wrote a book called Flatlined Love. Who wants to have a book called Flatlined Anything? But we had to do it. And when we started writing Flatlined Love, you know, flatline, like something that dies, like it flatlines. When we started to write the book, I know God was touching my heart to do it. And when I mentioned it to my husband to do it, he was like, okay. I said, all you need to do is just take some of your journal entries or some things that you would say to another brother and mention some of the stuff that you did right, did wrong. And so we did that. But in the midst of writing the book, I think we forgot some of the stuff we did that got it rocky. When we wrote the book, it was during a good period. But when we started to reminisce on what made it rocky, I forgot. We had to go back to counseling to get through the book, because I had forgot some of that stuff that brother had did to me, and he had forgot how disrespectful this woman was to him. So I took my manuscript and threw that joint up under the bed. I was like, forget this. And he threw his like across the room. And my brother was diagnosed with cancer. And I was over there talking to him one day, and he was like, you got to get that book finished, man. They giving me 3 months. He was real. He was just real. He was like, I need to see that. I need to come to that book, your book release before I check out of here. And we laughed. I was like, you ain't going nowhere. I said, but I can't do it. He said, you can do it. I did the manuscript. I mean, I literally write my books and plays, like pen to the paper. Then I go computer. I know it sounds like double work. It's just the way my mind thinks. I'm wired that way. So I took the manuscript over to his house. And at this time, he had gotten so weak, he couldn't get out of the bed. So I crawled up in the bed with my brother, got up under covers with him, and he read the entire manuscript. I'm going somewhere with this. Stay with me. And he said, baby girl, this was off the chain. He said, one thing I want you to change in it. I said, what? He said, why don't you just twist it and put everything off on cream? That's my husband. I don't want everybody to know how jacked up you really were. I said, but that's how they're going to get freed and delivered. Because if I walk around acting like I got it together, folk going to be thinking, oh, I can't do that. Not perfect. Not by no means. So I had to keep my jacked up stuff in the book. I'm not trying to sell my book today. What I'm trying to tell you is that you don't have to flatline. So last night I was doing some business. And in the midst of doing some business, my vendor mentioned to me that he and his wife were going through. And I've been knowing them a long time. And then right before that, another brother of ours, a friend of ours, said that he and his wife were going through a divorce. And then right after that, just this week, I found out that another brother, now get this now, the operative word here is the brothers, said that his wife left and rolled out. We don't roll out like that. The women will hang to the very end. So when we pack up and roll out, we had already been screaming for either attention or something. Sometimes we don't know how to speak it. I don't have that problem. But when neglect get up to here, you either roll out or you're going to roll with somebody else that you ain't got no business laying down rolling with. I just keep it real. And that kind of rolling only should be done with your husband or your wife. And it's happening and it's real, and we're not talking about it in church and we're keeping it pretty. But what's the real deal? When you're hurting and you know you're going through, and you don't feel that moody mood with them no more, it's okay. It ain't gonna stay like that. I'm sorry. So for you guys who are getting engaged and it's hot and heavy, which it shouldn't be because you shouldn't be doing it, but that's another show. And you think it's gonna stay like that without some work, come real close to your screen, your phone. Let me let you in on a secret. It won't. It don't have to either. It really doesn't. Because your marriage changes. Your relationship grows up just like you. Give it some time. But here's the thing. I guarantee you, if you're going through, I bet you're doing it by yourself. I can put money on it that you do not have a community. I bet no one knows your business. And if you're telling somebody, it's somebody who's amen and yeah, you ain't got to take that. Yes, you do. God took it for us. He can turn anything around. And even those of you that don't know him or haven't given your life to Christ, that don't make you bad. Just get to know him. But you need a community. You need a cell group, a life group, a coaching session or something. You need some good people in your life that's going to lead you to the cross and talk real with you. They ain't going to give you 15 scriptures. Now, that ain't what you need. What you need is somebody to listen and then guide you right. Don't do it alone, but do it. Don't quit. If you're not getting beat down and they're not bringing you 4 diseases a week, you can hang. I promise you can, because I did. And I want you to get some moody mood back in your marriage. So today, when our awesome balladeer, Mr. Reginald Bailey, comes, and he's going to be the next live voice that you will hear after mine. He's going to show us how you got to worship. Because if your marriage don't have Christ centered in it, it's over anyway. I don't care what you do. I don't care how good it is in the bed. But then he's going to come back. And he's going to make that atmosphere good for you. And it doesn't matter that it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It's nothing like some afternoon delight. Trust me, I know that too. I just had to give you that. Because my heart is burdened. But I promised my children that I would lighten up and I would enjoy myself and my birthday. And my son says, when you don't enjoy your birthday, it's like slapping God in the face. He didn't have to give you 55. He gave me double digits. He gave me 55. And so I am going to be like David. And when David lost his son, his first son by he and Bathsheba, and he mourned, he tore his clothes, and he walked around with sackcloth and ashes. And then the day came when he put off those mourning clothes, and he took off the sackcloth and ashes, and he got brightened up, he washed his face, and he rejoiced. So today, married couples who are happy, I rejoice with you. Married couples who are going through, I rejoice with you, because you're going to do better. And I want my parents, my grandparents, my educators, get ready for our guest. But right now, we're going to go to commercial. And the next voice you will hear, you will be calling me. I want you to call in today. Excuse me. You're going to be like, how can I get this brother to sing at my wedding or my renewal ceremony or even a homegoing or anything, church celebration? The brother does it all. Dial his number. And then, spring of next year, when that CD come out, I don't need you to say, that is so nice. Regionally Inspired got a CD, or Reggie has a CD. No. Get your pennies out and go purchase it. But, speaking of purchase, I got to tell you something. Pull out your calendar. Next Saturday, April 28th at 4 o'clock p.m. at the Atlanta Croc Center, the Salvation Army Croc Center. You will be entertained. You will get ministered to. But you're going to have a good time and relate. Now, I could tell you all about it, but I'm going to let Ready Freddie tell you about it. Tell him, Freddie, what's happening at the Croc Center.
Oh, lovely ladies.
Lee Legacy Productions presents 50 Miles Per Hour, the stage play that answers,
what do you do when your relationship's midlife crisis is bigger than yours?
50 Miles Per Hour takes you on a roller coaster ride through this complex thing called getting older. So whether you're 20, 30, 40, 50 or older, you'll laugh.
I'm Freddie. You can call me Ready Freddie.
You'll cry.
You stopped being my friend a long time ago.
And you'll definitely be able to relate.
Yeah, girl, I'm tired of meeting guys on those stupid dating sites. I tried a new one. Ooh, SookySookyNow.com. I got desperate with that one.
50 Miles Per Hour, Saturday, April 28th at the Croc Center Theater.
967 Dewey Street, Atlanta.
Woman, what you want from me? I work every day. I pay all the bills. I keep food in the refrigerator. I put up with you, your friends, your mood swings. For God's sake, I'm only human.
50 Miles Per Hour. Tickets are on sale now at Eventbrite.com.
Also, your tickets include a meet and greet reception.
Don't miss 50 Miles Per Hour, a Lee Legacy production.
The storms keep on raging in my life, and sometimes it's hard to tell the night from day. Still, that hope that lies within is reassured as I keep mine eyes upon the distant shore. I know He'll lead me safely to that blessed place He has prepared. But if the storms don't cease, and if the winds keep on blowing in my life, my soul has been anchored in the Lord. to tell the night from day. Still that hope that lies within is reassured as I keep mine eyes upon a distant shore. I know He'll lead me safely to that blessed place He has prepared. But if the storms don't cease, just in case those winds keep on blowing in my life, I know that my soul has been anchored in the Lord. Oh, I realize that sometimes in this life we're gonna be tossed by the waves and the currents that seem so fierce. But in the Word of God, I've got an anchor. It keeps me steadfast and unmovable despite the times. But if the storms don't cease, and if the winds keep on blowing in my life, my soul has been anchored in the Lord. The Lord, the Lord, my soul's been anchored. My soul is anchored. My soul is anchored. The billows may roll, the breakers may dash. I shall not sway because He holds me fast. So dark those clouds in the sky, but I know it's alright, cause Jesus is mine in my soul. My soul, my soul, my soul. Look, friends talk about me, but that's alright, cause I know that Jesus is mine. My soul is anchored. My soul is anchored. Have your soul been anchored? Oh, my soul has been anchored in the Lord. Yeah, yeah. me why. Stop to think about this weather, my dear. This little dream might fade away. There I go, talking out of my head. Oh, baby, won't you come and put our two hearts together? That would make me strong and brave. Oh, when we are one, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid. If there's a cloud up above us, go on and let it rain. I'm sure our love together would endure a hurricane. Oh, my baby, won't you please let me love you? Get a release from this awful misery. Maybe there we could find a good place to keep love and stay in mind. I'm so crazy about love, never knowing what love's all about. Can somebody tell me?
Oh, lovely ladies.
Lee Legacy Productions presents 50 Miles Per Hour, the stage play that answers,
What do you do when your relationship's midlife crisis is bigger than yours?
50 Miles Per Hour takes you on a roller coaster ride through this complex thing called getting older. So whether you're 20, 30, 40, 50 or older, you'll laugh,
I'm Freddie. You can call me Ready Freddie.
you'll cry,
You stopped being my friend a long time ago.
and you'll definitely be able to relate.
Yeah, girl, I'm tired of meeting guys on those stupid dating sites. I tried a new one. Ooh, SookySookyNow.com. I got desperate with that one.
50 Miles Per Hour, Saturday, April 28th at the Kroc Center Theater.
967 Dewey Street, Atlanta.
Woman, what you want from me? I work every day. I pay all the bills. I keep food in the refrigerator. I put up with you, your friends, your mood swings. For God's sake, I'm only human.
50 Miles Per Hour. Tickets are on sale now at eventbrite.com.
Also, your tickets include a meet and greet reception.
Don't miss 50 Miles Per Hour, a Lee Legacy production.
Thank you. And woo! I don't know if you had tears at the beginning of the song and then you got caught up in the second song. I got so much emotional stuff going on right now. I feel like I'm on a roller coaster. Oh my goodness. Was he not good? So go ahead and take my number down, 678-499-1802, and call me if you need to get to him. But George is going to put the phone number up on the screen. So just in case you need to call in with any requests for that brother, Reggie Bailey. And did you hear the music in the background? Okay, so the musician is no joke either, Mr. Tim Tim. So anytime you get in touch with Reggie, you can get in touch with Tim Tim. They go like peanut butter and jelly, okay? Ham sandwich and mayonnaise. Anyway, we are getting ready to get into our subject. I want to introduce this young lady to you. Oh my goodness, I guess I've been knowing her now about 5-6 years, but she is on a trailblazing path to the educational system. And unlike others who sit back and just wait for the system to do what they do, this young lady took a step of faith, a boldness, and stepped out and said, you know something, I can do something about this thing. I want to welcome to some, introduce to some, but present to others none other than Mrs. See, Al, I did that right now. Mrs. Monita Holly, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all better give it up for Monita from Chop. Hello, Mo. You're looking so pretty, so bright. Welcome. Welcome to Straight from the Heart. Strides of Excellence.
Absolutely.
Did you come up with that name?
I did. I love the name. If you guys would just look up what it means to stride, to make a stride.
Right.
And so it is to make a decisive step toward a goal.
Right.
So strides of excellence is my daily journey.
Introduce Mo to us.
All
Are you a
right.
mother? Are you a wife? Are you what? Introduce. Give me a brief drive by of who you are before we get into what you do.
Awesome. A brief drive by who I am. I like these 3 characteristics: authentic, unique, and bubbly. Those are the 3 characteristics that you would see, or I would definitely exude as a person. But not only that, I am a mother. I have a son that goes to North Carolina A&T.
Wow, he was like in middle school.
Yes, when I met him.
Yes.
He is now a grown man. If you see him, full beard, everything. So, proud mother of a son that attends North Carolina A&T, as I stated. That I am also a wife of an exceptional husband. He is actually a youth pastor in the Atlanta area as well. So we've been married for 12 years. So everything is going pretty good.
Awesome. Now, how long have you had Strides of Excellence?
You know, Linda, I've had this for 2 years. I was, I shouldn't say was. I am an educator. Once you're an educator, you're always an educator. So I was in the school district for about 14, 15 years. And so it was placed on my heart to do more. I wanted to do more for families and those who have been impacted with disabilities and things of that sort. So, yeah, I've had Strides of Excellence for 2 years. I made a bold step to go out and start my company, Strides of Excellence.
So let me tell you something I know, okay? I know that when I met you, you hadn't even gotten your master's. And you were dragging your feet. And so when I was reading your bio and I said, she did it. Because I remember, and Emanuela, I hope you are watching this, Emanuela Belzins. Because every time you mention, and I may go back to school, Emanuela said, and you should do that. And to that end, and you were looking like, shut up. But anyway, you did it.
I did it.
So first of all, you had to have a stride of excellence for you.
That's right.
Before you had it for someone else.
That is right. It was always placed on my heart to go further. And even now, I'm like, what can I do next? What's the next thing? Because I want to make sure that I am promoting an air of excellence so the generations who are watching, they'll know that to make those same strides as well.
In other words, you can't. How did my husband say this? He leads by example.
That's right. Gotta lead by example. You cannot out here. I cannot be promoting my business talking about strides of excellence, and I am not seeking to go further.
Exactly. So you mentioned helping families.
That's correct.
How do you go about doing that, and why is it necessary to do in the first place?
Well, you know, Linda, oftentimes parents send their children to school thinking that that's the end all be all, and that is not the end all be all. You know, as parents, we have to shoot our children in the direction that they should go, and so sometimes the school system and the teachers are not necessarily doing all that they can do, and it is our obligation to do that. And so, what Strides of Excellence does.
Well, stop right quick. I'm sorry. Go back to that statement you just said. Not all the time.
Not all the time.
The what? The teacher.
Not all the time the school district or teachers are doing what they're obligated to do.
Now, how about this? Let me just twist that a little bit.
Go for it.
So, when mine were smaller, before they even got to school, my husband and I, we came to a conclusion that before they even go to school, there's certain things they were going to go to school already equipped with. They were going to know how to spell their name. And we're talking about before they got to preschool. They were going to know how to spell their names, right? They were going to know their birthday, my birthday, his birthday. They were going to know days of the month and how to pronounce them articulately. And we would go to the schools, but especially me would go to the school, especially me because he worked a lot. But especially me, and I would tell the teacher, I said, if E or T, because their names are EJ and TJ, if they give you any trouble, you don't have to spank them. You don't have to holler. You just need to know how to say my name. Say my name, say my name. Because if you say Linda, watch how they just, like the Hulk, turns from that little man and his pants tear. Watch how they turn from bad little boy to, oh, okay. because I started that at home. Okay, so let me go back to your statement. You said not always do the teachers or the administration or something, I'm paraphrasing, do what they're obligated to do. But sometimes, not always, should they have that huge responsibility without the responsibility of the parents. You agree?
I agree.
And so a lot of times we send them off to school and give it to the teacher to teach them everything. From academically inclined to how to behave, it's on them. And then we want to go up there and raise, and I'm going to say it, right? So I'm going to tell all my deep folk out there who know y'all say raise hell. Don't try me, okay? I'm just going to go there. Then we go there and want to raise hell. Because little Johnny can't read. Well, you know where Johnny couldn't read when he left home. Okay? Now, we laugh a lot about this in our family. So my son was 4. And he came home one day and he said, so I got in trouble, right? My oldest son standing there looking like, I can't believe he really gonna tell on this teacher. He was in preschool. He said, because Miss, I can't think of the lady's name. He said, she tried to make me say Jan Jerry. And I wasn't gonna say it, Mom. Oh, I gotta have him on the show to do this. He does it so funny. And he walked in that room and I was doing something. And I said, what'd you say, baby? He said, she told me that the month is called January and February. And I said, no, ma'am. And she said, no, we all saying it together. He said, no, ma'am, I'm not going to say that because that's not how you pronounce that. It ain't January. It's not Janjerry. That sounds like a brand of jelly.
Jerry curl.
Yeah, something. Something. But the point is, I had drove that thing in him so deep that, girl, nobody wasn't going to come and tell my baby to say January and February. Wasn't going to happen. Something needs to start with us. So you're an advocate to get into the homes and what, Mo?
Absolutely. So what I do is I coach parents along the way. I also enlighten them on what their parental rights are, because oftentimes parents are not aware that they have parental rights.
Like what?
Okay, then. Great question. So parents have the right to have their educational records inspected, and they have the right to have
whose educational records
their
inspected?
child's educational records.
Okay, so let's go back to little Johnny.
Making an F, and Johnny's not doing well in school. So you want to say, as in our world, we say, well, what does the data look like?
Right.
Well, in other words, let me pull his work samples. Okay, those work samples that will evidence him having an F, or it will have his discipline records, or what does the standardized assessments look like. So parents have the right to have copies of their child's educational records. But Linda, hold up.
Okay, because you know I'm going.
Hold up, Linda.
Okay.
So if your child has been identified of receiving services through special education, you also have the right to have your child educated with their non-disabled peers. Remember back in the day where you have that small school bus and everybody be like, I don't want to be on that small bus, or I don't want to take classes
Short
in that
bus.
bus.
She's just trying to be politically
Trying to be
correct.
nice.
We know what we call that bus. Go ahead.
Or Linda, remember those classes that are in the back of the school? Yeah. Well,
at Price we had them on the bottom floor.
Or the bottom low basement. No one knows. You know, those kids enter through a different area. Well, no. Children and parents have the right. Parents, you guys have the right for your child to be educated with their non-disabled peers to the extent that's deemed appropriate for the IEP team.
Okay, stop. You went to 3 different places, and you're not going to stop me this time. Okay, let's go back to the pulling of the records.
Okay.
So if little Johnny, and if your child ain't Johnny and he ain't special, don't get mad. We're just using that metaphorically. Okay. We have a question already? Okay. What's the question? Now you know. Okay. Y'all just gonna make me put my glasses on. Y'all know I be trying to be cute. I keep it real. Am I still cute? Okay. Yeah. Where do we get this information and what's the cost? Let's stop. Okay. Let me figure out what the information is and we're gonna get that. No, so are you saying if little Johnny got an F,
okay, we
should be able to go up there and see exactly on that test and that homework and add it up and it should come up to F? We can't, if we go up there and we expound or pull the records and it's an A, a B, a B, a B, a C, and that's equaling up to like maybe a good strong C, but he got an F. We need to see evidence of the F.
Absolutely.
That's funny.
So
why do I say it's funny?
So why do you say it's funny then?
Because I've been doing that forever. Like forever. And see,
Before it
back
was
in the
OTV,
day,
huh?
before I was striding with the exes. But listen, but I would go up there, this old school. And then I was a young mother now, so I was a little foolish. But I would go up to the school, and if they wouldn't give me my answers right, I just switched classes. My poor oldest child, Lord have mercy, poor thing, he got switched around so much. His first grade, he had about 10 teachers. Because if they weren't bringing it, and then I didn't have no sense. This before Christ and anything else. I said what I wanted to say. And I remember this one teacher he had, she looked just like a Barbie doll. And I said, look, honey, Miss Barbie doll, you know, because I ain't have no tact. And I said, look, Miss Barbie doll, we finna get out your class because you can't pull and show me. I wanted to know his GPA in the middle of the week, so that I know whether I need to go home, beat him, whip him, or you know, what I needed to do.
A little time out or something.
So what you're doing now is you are advising, instructing, and teaching parents that are not as aggressive in it as I was to be, but how to be it correctly and to take an interest. Because, come on, Mo, now, some of them not interested. Go ahead.
You're right, and let me give you a
And
little
we're going to
bit.
get back to that question now, how to get that information.
Let me give you a little bit more context of what I do fully. So, what I am an advocate for children with disabilities.
What's an advocate?
Okay.
Some people don't know. Now, you coming all up here talking advocate and excellence. Some folks say, what did she say? And what does that mean?
An advocate basically is someone who is a leader on your behalf. They're a mediator.
So you like the ML King of education. You like the Abernathy of academia. You like the Andrew Young. I'm just messing with you. Go ahead, girl. But I'm serious, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, so basically I petition on behalf of parents, all right? I'm the one who I'm the expert at the educational laws, and so I can just go in. It's
That's
like having your
funny.
own little lawyer.
Do the teachers get mad with you? Now, you're a teacher. You're an educator.
Oftentimes,
So why not be in the middle and advocate for both?
I'm here for the children.
Okay, and so the best of the children could be for both.
There you go. I am here for the children. So absolutely love working with children with disabilities. I was a special education teacher for years.
Awesome.
And did some instructional leadership type of stuff. So I was like, I want to go out and I want to do it personally for families and for children.
So what's that question again?
That question
Where do they get the information about getting the records? What you call it again, Mo? The political way to say it.
Oh, okay. So you want the parents have a right to inspect their child's educational records.
Where do they get the records, and is there a cost? Because mine ain't costing, because I just went up there and
Okay,
manhandle
so as I was stating a little bit earlier, I wanted to give you some context because the parents have the right specifically when it relates to children with special education that are being serviced through special education.
not if they don't have a special education needs.
Right, but you have access to what's called Infinite Campus. That's like an online parent portal where you should be able to log on and see your children's grades and things.
So let's back it up again. Let's slow it down to get to the question. Can anybody do this, or just special needs children's parents?
Let's go directly to a parental rights, because parental rights is protected under IDEA, and that's Individuals with Disabilities Education Act.
So let's say they got that, and they can go on the IDEA.
They
Where
can.
would they get that? Where would they get that information? And how much does that cost?
Okay, so let me tell you guys. Everybody likes something called free. Okay,
Yes.
FREE.
Say it again, Mo.
Free, honey. FREE.
FREE.
So that is free. You do not have to log on to www.stripesofexcellence.com for a
Nice little
consultation.
plug there. Y'all heard that. Okay.
You don't have to log on for a consultation to access your right.
How do they do it then?
All you have to do, guys, always put it in writing. Always put it in writing. Say, hey, I'd like to inspect my child's educational records. If you're having some pushback, because some districts you would like to seek counsel and hire a special education advocate as myself.
Okay, so plainly said, well, she was plain to me. You need to send them a letter.
That's correct.
Should we go spam mail and do it that way, or an email?
I like to say both. You always want to try both.
But have a paper trail.
Have a paper trail. That's my whole livelihood. You got to have a paper trail in the school system.
Okay, because that's what they go. They'll
And
say,
it's
I
free.
didn't see it.
Again,
and it's
it's
free.
free. It's free.
So it's free. It is free. And you just need to write a letter and request. And let me go back to the original question.
Okay.
Anyone can get that, not just a parent of a child with special needs.
Mm-hmm. So anyone should be able to receive copies of your child's educational records.
Okay. And if you need help with that, give your phone number.
All right. So you guys can feel free to call me at 404-618-3132. Again, that's 404-618-3132.
Oh, man, you got some pretty help. Okay. So your major focus are parents with children with special needs. But you do it all. You encompass everything.
That is correct.
Right?
That is correct.
Okay. So let's talk about the educational system. Let's just go there. We won't go too much, you know.
I'm ready.
Just in case you have to go back and get a job after your business don't work, baby. I'm going to make sure your resume still work. Now, I'm just serious. So, how are they? How are the principals? How are the assistant principals? How are those 6 people that we vote into the, what do we call that? The board. The board is.
To the board.
Yes.
Well, Linda, let me tell you.
How do we communicate with them?
Paper.
Same thing. Everything is a paper.
Everything is a paper trail, just as it was in corporate America. Parents, you have to put it in writing. Even if you ask, this is one, Linda. I know you asked another question.
Come on,
but
girl.
Let me just tell you one of my pet peeves. How is Johnny? How is Johnny doing? And the teacher goes, oh, he's doing good, or he's doing well. Well, for me as an advocate, what does that look like?
What does that look like?
Does that look like 67%? Because that's not well to me. Well is subjective, okay? I may want my child at 80%. So if I'm asking, how is he or she doing in math? Well, in the math strand of numbers and operations, how your child adds, subtract, and all that, your child is performing this in comparison to their peers. So at 80% in comparison to their peers. I want to know specifics, and parents need to get to the point. You need to know a specific percentage of where your child is performing, and then also ask, how are they performing in comparison to their peers?
And now, so when we say peers, are we talking peers right in that particular school, in that school system? Because people look at the states now. I have friends that moved to Georgia. I hate to even say Georgia because I just like saying I'm from Atlanta. But they moved to Atlanta, and they looked at the percentage of standardized tests before they moved and picked the school system. So we would argue, because I go there, right? So I'm like, why y'all want to go all up? Now, I'm not knocking particular counties.
I already know what you're about to say.
Okay, I don't knock particular counties. I like them all. But why you can't have your child go to APS? Why you can't have your child in DeKalb County? Why you got to go all up there by the Mall of Georgia? Why? Because those test scores was blah, blah, blah. So they go by that. So when you said that, when you come up there and say, how is Johnny? And it need to be, ask them, how does he compare according to his peers? We need to ask that specifically, right? Okay. And if the teacher says, oh, he's well, you feel that they should go into more detail.
They should expound
what
upon
about
that.
the parent going into more detail with their question? Not that I'm here for the teachers.
Okay.
I'm going to play both sides.
Okay.
Right? Okay, you're an educator. I have some educator who's friends who are they really care, but they catch from them parents because they But I think both have a responsibility. Ask your question right. Well, he was doing well last time I saw him. He had no headache. Well, no, honey. I need to know how his math. Well, how's he doing math at home? Not that the teacher should speak that way. You tell me how's he doing. When last time you sat down with him and tried some homework with him?
There are great creative ways for teachers to ask those questions.
Yes. But it's also great creative ways for the parents to ask. They have a
right.
responsibility. Let's talk about that. Let's just segue right into that.
All right.
Parental involvement. How detrimental is that when they're not? How much of a quality education can a child get when they are? Okay, that's one question.
Okay.
How detrimental is that, and how productive or quality can that be if the parent is involved? That's question one. Can you handle 2 at a time?
Let's go with 1 at a time.
Okay, because I got that other one coming.
All right.
Okay.
Parental involvement is very key. All right, but it's not the end all be all, Linda. It's not the end all be all. Now it is for the training of how your child's mannerism and the level of respect and reverence. Okay? But when it comes to the academics of it all, the teacher is really teaching that child for 8 hours or 6 to 8 hours a day. Now, we do want the parents, the family, the mother and the father and the village or whomever to train their child to be respectful.
We finna go
honor
there.
an
How much
adult.
time we got? Because it's getting ready to get hot up in here. Look.
If your child comes to school and they're respectful and they have work ethics and things of that sort, you're teachable.
Okay.
Okay?
So, Monita, I call her Mo, don't I? So, Mo, no. It's not. No. Gonna disagree. Okay,
let's see what you have.
So, you're saying that as long as I send Johnny to school and Johnny is respectful and Johnny will listen, Johnny is teachable. I agree with you. But also, you're telling Miss Mame and them right there that they don't have to, or let me give a new name because these babies haven't got babies now. You telling LaQuisha now, our new Linda, or our new Gail, right? 5 minutes.
All right, give it to me quick.
Let me
Come
give
on,
it to
Linda.
you quick. You're telling me that they do not have a responsibility when it comes to academia. Like, they should not have their own workbooks and their own space and that their own. No, it's not just the teacher's responsibility. You were an educator. It's not fair.
Not a sole responsibility.
Not sole.
No.
Joint.
Yes, there is a joint
It's
partnership.
like joint custody.
Yes. However,
that's good right there.
This is what I'm saying though, Linda, because the strategies for teaching math and for teaching reading is forever evolving.
And so, because they're educated in it.
Right. So you have teachers who are trained, who are teaching math a certain way. Arithmetic is out of the door.
Oh,
all
no,
right.
man.
So when you
Go
have
back
a
to
new
school.
Linda or somebody trying to teach little Johnny how to do this new math, it may become a little bit challenging because Mama's showing me one way and my teacher's showing me another way. I'm not saying that Mama should negate the fact to teach her child, but to join and do a partnership. But we would love for the child to be able to come into the classroom respectful and trained.
Because if
and
they're
then
not,
we can work with the educational piece, the academic piece. But if you're not listening, you're behaving, you all off
it
the
doesn't
chain,
matter. They're not going to get
I
it.
can be teaching all day long, and it's just going to be.
Guess what? I'm with you.
Okay, then. All right.
All right. Hey, I got that. I like this.
All
Strides of excellence.
Strides of excellence.
Got to be striding.
There you go.
Every single day. And that's not saying you wake up perfect.
That's right.
That means you take a stride every day.
Decisive
a walk.
step.
A decisive step. You're making a decision. A conscious decision.
That's correct.
You're intentional.
That's right.
You're deliberate. I like this. Strides of excellence. Tell them where they can give your number again, your website, and why.
All right, my name is Monita Holly, and you can find me or find more information on www.strides.
Slow that thing down because you want them to write it down and remember they went to school a long time ago.
STRIDES of excellence.com. Book a consultation with me. All right, you can also give me a phone call at 404-618-3132. You need to book a consultation with me is because you can't depend on the school system to do it all. You'll need some help, especially if you have a child with disability. You really need to connect with me, okay?
Encourage them not to give up on little Johnny if he has special needs, because some special needs, everybody is not obviously special need. You know, it may be ADA or something. Well, when we were little, it wasn't no ADA. You get your
wasn't ADHD.
You know, ADA is pop, pop, pop. And so, encourage somebody who they think the child just get on their nerve. And because I have grandkids now, so I'm gonna tell you what I do. And I know we gotta go. I forget. I'm real quick to do this now. This is when you get in that grandparent mode. I'm real quick to say, ain't my problem. I'm glad I don't have to deal with that no more. Then I think about Marley and Lil E and Jada, and I got a whole bunch of them. Sahir and Siler and BJ. Man, I'm still a parent. You know, my singer has grandkids. So what if he were to say, ain't my problem. No, we can't say that anymore.
Right.
So, 60 seconds. We got 2 minutes.
Okay.
30 seconds. Encourage that person when instead of saying, sit down, shut up, yeah, he dumb. Encourage that one not to speak negatively to that child.
That's right, Linda. That is so important. Words of affirmation.
30 seconds.
You want to encourage your child, whether they have a disability or not. Each day, you are great. One of the affirmations that I have that I say to my kids that are in my tutoring program: I am great. I am great. I can do all things through Christ Jesus who strengthens me, for he is great. I must practice, 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 for I am great. That's simply words of affirmation, encouraging your child each day so that they can go through the day, they can be challenged, and they can also succeed and know that they can do all things if they put their mind to it and with a little practice.
And I want to encourage you, if you're going through and it's becoming overwhelming for you in the parenting stage, if you're a single parent and you thought you and Bubba were going to stay together and it didn't happen, get a community.
That's right.
It's somebody care enough to, whether it's the grandparents or whoever. Because here's the thing I heard Pastor Duran Davis say last week. He said, if you raise your children. If you spoil your children, he said, raise your children, spoil your grandchildren. Because if you spoil your children, you might end up raising your grandchildren.
Well, shoot them in the direction they should go.
I want to thank you, Mo.
Thank you.
Thank you, Monita Holly of Strides of Excellence. We're going to go back because I need you next Saturday to be in the house. I need you to know that it's okay to be older than 45. And you can have a good time. And you got to understand that if you're older than 45, you need to be glad because God put you there. But we're going to have a good time telling you about that. Next Saturday, 4 o'clock p.m., the Atlanta Salvation Army Kroc Center, 4 p.m., Freddie, tell them about this play right now. And if Freddie don't come on, I'm going to tell you about this play. Okay, so the play's tickets are $30. What does that include, Linda Lee? You're going to get live theater. We are dipping our feet slightly into the short film business. Yeah. And so you're going to get a little taste of that before anybody else see any of our short films. You're going to see them. So you will get live theater. You will get some short film. You will get dance. You will get a little live music. And guess what else? You get to whet your little appetite because we're going to have a meet and greet reception right after the production. And in addition to that, you get to snap some selfies with us as well. So, are we ready with the commercial? All right. Ready, Freddie, tell them what they're going to get next Saturday.
Productions presents 50 Miles Per Hour, the stage play that answers,
What do you do when your relationship's midlife crisis is bigger than yours?
50 Miles Per Hour takes you on a roller coaster ride through this complex thing called getting older. So whether you're 20, 30, 40, 50 or older, you'll laugh.
I'm Freddie. You can call me Ready Freddie.
You'll cry.
Stop being my friend a long time ago.
And you'll definitely be able to relate.
Yeah, girl, I'm tired of meeting guys on those stupid dating sites. I tried a new one. Ooh, SookySookyNow.com. I got desperate with that one.
50 Miles Per Hour, Saturday, April 28th at the Kroc Center Theater.
967 Dewey Street, Atlanta.
Woman, what you want from me? I work every day. I pay all the bills. I keep food in the refrigerator. I put up with you, your friends, your mood swings. For God's sake, I'm only human.
50 Miles Per Hour. Tickets are on sale now at eventbrite.com.
Also, your tickets include a meet and greet reception.
Don't miss 50 Miles Per Hour, a Lee Legacy production.
If you enjoyed Monita, please reach out to her. If you enjoyed Reggie Bailey today, please reach out to him. And if you enjoyed Straight from the Heart, then tune in every Saturday, 1 o'clock p.m. waen-tv.com. waen-tv.com. I want to see you in the house next Saturday. The production came about because I coach, and I coach women, and I coach people. And what I'm finding is they get right there at that 45 kind of striding, and they start to hit 50-ish, and either they're running all the way back and trying to be 25, or they think they're dead just because they're not 25. I'm trying to tell them that they are neither. Okay? Enjoy where you are. But we're going to do it in a comedic way. But do believe there is a message to my madness. I want to thank you. I want to thank you. And for those couples out there who are going through, go through hand in hand. I promise you there is another side to it. And for those of you that want to get married and you're engaged and you got that wedding date set and you've already picked out that big long dress but no premarital counseling, I give you 3 months. If you won't be divorced, you're going to be sleeping around or you about trying to get out of it. You need community. You need community. And remember, the vows say for better or worse. Focus on the worst while you're dating and see if you still want to spend the rest of your life with them. It's a real deal. Marriage is not for the immature and it's not for the faint at heart, but when I tell you it's a good thing, it's a good thing. And it's not a contract. It is a covenant. Believe that. Okay? And that, ladies and gentlemen, came straight from my heart. I'm Linda K. Lee. I'm your host, and I try to keep it rum, and that's not the liquor. I try to keep it relational. I try to keep it uplifting and motivational, and I try to keep it hot. I will be honest. I'll get my guests to be honest. I'll be open, and I promise you that I will keep it transparent. Until next Saturday, I'm Linda K. Lee, and I'm out.
It's Linda K. Lee on your internet TV. Relational, uplifting, motivational. We coming straight from the heart with this one.
Trying from the